Hey, what's up guys, Thetcglover here, come video today. Okay, so I've noticed a few other YouTubers talking about YCS Philadelphia, and it was a very interesting weekend. Obviously, being in UK, I can't attend these crazy American YCSs, but you know, I can at least look at the coverage and see how things end up happening. So there's a few things to take from YCS Philadelphia, loads of different things that, like, especially to do with the price of cards. There's a couple of cards which shot up in price, which are worth talking about. If you're subscribed to other tubers like Thetcglover, Asian Eyes White Dragon, iPokemon, you'll notice that they've already made videos talking about these cards that have gone up, and it's really weird. Like, it's unexplainable. It's explainable why they've gone up, but it's unexplainable as to why they've gone up so much. Right, so price increases is probably the first thing to talk about, to take from YCS Philadelphia. Probably the most important things. The artifacts, they've gone up. Obviously, they took quite a few spots in the top 32, and basically they were just really fantastic deck, a whole bunch of really decent cards put all into one deck. So artifacts, Ignition and Sanctum, and I think like More Attack, they've all shot up. Ignition, Sanctum went up to like 30 each, 20 or 30 each, depending on who you find them from. They were at like 15 to 20 each, but then now, because they're doing so well, they've all shot up. I mean, like, they're just fantastic cards, they're so good. You know, it's you can't play a back row heavy deck anymore. You have to literally, you know, play something monster heavy, and then if you do, they have more attack, they have trap tricks to, you know, bottomless trap holes. They've got a really good deck going on, and so you really need to think of a way to get around all of that stuff and push through. Madolches can do that, but at the same time, in generic sense, if you're not playing Madolches, artifacts, trap tricks, fire hand, ice hand, dot deck is really good. They've really got it, like, everything complements each other, but not to the point where it synergizes, but to the point where every turn you have to think, oh god, they have so many outs to your field. You know, you just got to find a way to get through it. You know, that's the reason why they've gone up so much. And also being played in the artifact deck, as I said before, is the trap tricks, and because of trap tricks, trap hole nightmare is now very viable. Some people were playing 3 of them, some people playing 2, some people playing 1. You know, you might want to have a trap hole, a bottomless, and a trap hole nightmare, or you want to have 2 trap hole nightmares and a bottomless. Depending on which ratio you have, you're always going to have to need 1 trap hole nightmare. And if you take a look at the deck lists that got to top 32, top 16, trap hole nightmare was present in literally every single one and played in multiples. It was one of the reasons why decks like Gears could not do very well. I guess Boojins to some extent, because they can, you know, kill Susanoo and stuff like that. A whole bunch of other decks like that. So Trap Hole Nightmare, while it's a completely terrible card against established fields, it's a really good card in general. If you go first, if you can capitalize on the game state, lock the field out using stuff like Trap Hole Nightmare. So it went up. It went up a lot, and that's kind of stupid. Like, it went up to 30 each last night. So when the YCS was over, Trap Hole Nightmare went up to about 30 each, $30, and that's quite a lot. It's a bit dumb. It's a super rare from a set which came out almost a year ago, but the set is still quite new, and it got reprinted in a special edition, which was very, very easy to get hold of, not very expensive, and loads of people have them. So why, if everyone's got so many of them, then the demand and the supply should generally level out till the right price. But 30 each for them, no one's going to buy them at 30 each, it's just retarded. So I don't get the point. Obviously, talking about the deck itself, fire and ice hands have gone up as well. Some people are trying to sell them off for 10 each. 10 each. They come from a set which hasn't even been out of print yet. The set is still being printed, and they're trying to sell them for 10 each. I mean, some people are trying to do 24 playset, like, what's that, like 7 each? 6 and a bit each? So 40 for 3 ice hands and 3 fire hands. What? 40? Who's gonna pay 40? It's just stupid. It's just, it's dumb. Dumb. Don't pay 40. If you pay 40 for a playset of both, then you're retarded. Okay. I don't like to use the word retarded all the time, even though I probably do use it quite more than I should. But if in this particular instance, if you're buying Trap Hole Nightmares for 30, Fire and Ice Hands for 40, and you're buying your artifacts at 30 each, then you need to reevaluate your life a little bit and your wallet. So, okay, moving away from price increases, what else can we take from YCS Philadelphia? Sylvans, they suck. they did terrible. They didn't even make a top 32 at all. All this new stuff like Sylvan Charity was going to be really good for the deck. Soul Charge with a Lone Fire Quasar crap. They were just really underrepresented. Like according to tournament reports that I read, Sylvans like appeared in round 1 or 2, but then as soon as you got to like round 6, the tournament report, there was none of them. Like they just did bad. Like their hands can be terrible, but the deck itself has Sylvan Charity played in freeze, and you can just keep your resources. You can cater your deck to the way you play it. You know, you can. It's consistent, but apparently it doesn't do anything, which I don't really understand, because I don't really understand Sylvans. If you watch my I Suck at Sylvans video, I still don't quite understand exactly the technical part of the deck, but it seems to me like when all the cards came out, Primal Origin and Dragons of Legend basically said, well, it's great that you got all these new cards, but so does everybody else, and everybody else's cards are better. So Sylvans were overhyped, yet they didn't know, the people that were looking forward to Sylvans were not considering other decks that were going to be really good. So that's just a bad thing. And Bujins, they did bad. They did even worse than Sylvans. They did terrible. It's a terrible deck. I think they got a 1 top 32 spot, but they were just terrible. Like Harume and Tsukiyomi, whatever her name is, supposed to be really, really good for the deck, but it didn't do anything. Like the deck was supposed to speed up with Harume and was supposed to be more able to capitalize, you know, because being able to Bujins against an established field depends. If you can get out that Susanoo, then you're good, but if you can't, then you know you suck. So Bujins have a terrible matchup against Madolche, and Madolche was very popular for the event. So until Madolche die, which they probably won't, because the deck is going to be like, it will go into obscurity at some point, but Bujins will always be crap for as long as Madolche exists. So everyone who played Bujins suffered greatly. The only reason why they lose to Madolche is because they can't keep the recursion going, and also because Madolches have Tiramisu. So that's it. But overall, the top was pretty diverse. I mean, Trap Tricks, Fire, Ice Hand, Trap Tricks, Artifact, Nightmare, Trap Tricks, Fire, Ice Hand, Trap Tricks, Nightmare deck. Very diverse top 32, but they took quite a few spots. I think by the time it was top 16, they took 8 spots. So all the other decks was a one of, like there was one Bujin, one Evil Swarm, one of this, one of that, and so on and so on. But there was 8 of these trap tricks, so it was very, very popular. You know, 8 times as many of those decks than there were of any other deck. So very popular, which explains the previous talk in this video about why the prices went up. We can take from this that people had trouble siding against the deck. The deck was really good, but ultimately the deck just, you know, it plowed through people's decks, because basically it's incredibly difficult to side against a deck which has so many versatile options every single turn. So that's pretty much my opinion on why the deck did so good. But if you feel there's a different opinion as to why you think the deck is so good, like maybe it's card interactions, maybe it's something more intricate and forethought, then you can comment down below, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it, because I really want to understand exactly why this deck is so successful. And maybe it's due to the fact of Trap Field, Nightmare, and maybe it's to do with the cards that have gone up in price. Maybe they're the sole reason why the deck is so good now. But in my personal opinion, based on what I've seen, I feel that Madolche was the best deck of the tournament. It could be your opinion, you know, you could say that's not true because maybe it's a bit fragile, but I feel like Tiramisu and Jelly are just stupid cards. Like, they're just absolutely ridiculous. Thanks for watching, guys, and comment down below your opinion, all this stuff, you know, if you feel like it was a good event, if you think there was a lot to learn from the event, what your thoughts are on the event, and I'll see you guys in a day or two. So thanks for watching, and until next time, the Thetcglover is out.